Hey guys, and welcome to today's video where I will show you how you can double your Shopify e-commerce sales by applying some average order value best practices to your store instead of just pumping more and more money into Facebook ads and Google AdWords, which may of course give you more sales as well, but it's way less efficient than just building your funnel in the first place and updating and improving your funnel. So the first thing is that you should add a free shipping offer whenever people come above a certain payment threshold. So for example, you say above a cart value of $50 or $70, you offer them a free shipping for their whole cart. Of course, this can be a little difficult if you have multiple suppliers with all sending the products by themselves, but still you should at least at some point think of a free shipping offer so that people are actually incentivized to go beyond a certain cart value, and this will help you get much more sales than you would if you do not have anything like this in place. The second thing is actually very similar, which means that from a certain cart value on, you offer them discounts. For example, you say that above $50 people get a 10% discount, above $100 people get a 15% discount, or you can also add free products if they come above certain certain pricing thresholds. So for example, one of my clients used very simple product, quite cheap product, but if people went above $75, he would give this product for free. And this worked pretty well because people who normally only bought something worth like $50 or $60 suddenly spent $80, $85 or $90. And for you, this very cheap item is not really making any difference in terms of your cost. So this can also help you a lot. The next thing is that you should display bestsellers prominently. So at some point, probably 90% of your sales just come from 3 or 5 or 7 products. And it makes a lot of sense to always show them next to basically almost any product that you offer. So let's say you have 100 products and 5 of them are generating 95% of all your revenue. So what you would do is you should always show these very high converting and best selling products basically below all of your products. So when you say, hey, you might also like this and that, make sure that you always include these very best-selling products, especially if you use a niche store where people might actually be interested in this product if they liked something else. So make sure that you have this in place, because people who like something that is quite unusual might also like your bestseller as well. The fourth one is strategic upselling, and this is also quite similar. So if you have products that go very well with each other, for example, you have, I really like to use this example of baby clothes a lot. Let's say you have some baby shirts or whatever, or baby shoes, and now you offer some baby socks along with that. So for example, people are spending $30 on some shoes, and now you upsell, or rather cross-sell them socks or something for $10 on top of that. Or you are selling some women accessories, and now you also offer them another necklace or something like that. So you increase the average order value by adding more products that are related to the original one. Now, of course, this is much easier if you have a niche store, because people are more likely to be interested in certain product categories. But it's also doable if you have a general store. For example, if you have certain categories in your general store, you can create upsells for each category so that you make it as likely as possible for people to actually buy multiple products of yours. The next one is something that actually very few people use, and this is loyalty programs. So whenever you sell products, people should stay in your funnel for as long as possible. People should become lifetime customers. You need to increase your customer lifetime value. And a very good thing to do so and to ignite this whole process is by using loyalty programs. For example, you can offer them 10% on the next purchase. You can offer them 1 point per dollar they spend, and then later on convert these points back into discounts or something. On Shopify, there are a ton of apps for that, and on platforms like WooCommerce and so on, there are as well. So many times these apps are either free or very cheap. So you should think about getting one of these apps. Very often they also have free trials, and then you just go ahead and try to integrate such a loyalty program in your store, which typically can increase your customer lifetime value and also your average order value if people desperately try to get more points with a single purchase. Again, here you also can say, for example, get 50 points for orders up to $50, and then from orders above $50 you get 100 points. So people are really incentivized to spend more than $50 to get this double amount of points. And last but not least, something that actually very few people use as well is so-called price psychology. So when you basically show expensive products next to cheap products, the cheap products will actually look way cheaper than they actually are. So let's say you have a jacket or something for $100, and then next to it you have another jacket for $30, and they both look very similar and they are non-branded or anything. So suddenly the $30 jacket, which normally would be considered like average price, now seems much cheaper simply because you have this $100 version right before that. Now, of course, you have to think about how you use that. Not all products look cheap automatically just by placing them next to expensive ones, so they should be somewhat related. But nonetheless, you can use it to actually include very expensive items that you do not that maybe you're not even trying to sell. So sometimes you may just add these items to make other items look cheaper. But the thing here is that you should think about how you can put these products next to each other so that people think, okay, I'm not getting this very expensive version, but this version that only cost half or third of that may be the better option for me and maybe an actual bargain. So these 6 tips, or 5 depending on how you count the first 2, should really help you increase your average order value. I recommend to not use all of them at the same time and suddenly just rush ahead and include all of them immediately, because this may in some ways really mess up some of your stats, or you might just implement too many things at once. So pick 2 or 3 of them, the most promising ones in your specific situation, and then really roll them out and see how your conversion rate or your average order value improves. And also then later on include the other ones. For example, you could start with a very simple upselling strategy. You could use a free shipping threshold and implement a loyalty program, and later on you can add more products to enhance your price psychology and display the best sellers and all these things. But make sure that you implement at least 2 or 3 of these 6 techniques so that you can start increasing your average order value today. If you like this video, then I really hope that you subscribe to the channel, that you leave a like and a comment, that you check the links in the description that interest you, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye and all the best for your store.